So crowdsourcing. This is kind of a really, really rapidly moving field whereby rather than experts putting together some sort of constructing either some sort of web artifact or some web service, it is distributed among a much wider audience or a much wider workforce. And the key distinction, I think, between collaboration and crowdsourcing is the knowing of the people you're working with. So collaboration tends to imply that you are cognizant of the people you're working with, whereas crowdsourcing is a much more kind of distance. There is no inherent relationship between those and yourself and the crowd. And there's a couple of ways of conceptualizing, a couple of ways of thinking about it. The first one, my interest is in research. So the idea that students and teachers and almost anybody can participate in genuine top-level research by virtue of the fact that researchers now run crowdsourced research projects, which means if the measures are easy enough to do, if their instructions are simple enough that someone can do your experiment very, very simply, then there's no reason why you should hire people to do it. You can distribute it out to a crowd of people internationally, and they will then take those measurements or do those readings or answer those questions for you. The other part of crowdsourcing is information gathering. There's some really interesting things. Obviously, Wikipedia is a large example of this, where it is not a single authority, but a crowd of collective authorities that produce this artifact. But it's a really very interesting model. It's an interesting part of the digital learning environment at the moment. And again, whether we encourage our students to become part of the crowd in terms of experimental design, or if we even encourage them to construct in their experimental design crowd examples, that's an interesting affordance. And if you can think of examples within your own faculties that would allow that, then by all means tick the yes box.